Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. It has been it's been a minute since I last played this game. I gotta tell you, it's been a minute since I last recorded. It's Tuesday night. Ended the stream a little early. Uh, been playing a little Spelunky on stream. Very enjoyable. I will probably have some VOD of some sort up for that if you're interested in checking that out. Having a good time with the game. But I haven't played Monster Train in 2 days, and I haven't done any recording since Thursday. Wow, I actually have no idea. I have to check. I was like, let's just get into it and play random. That's not right. We don't play random here. We played Tethys last time. Okay. So we are on Penumbra. Okay, very cool, very cool. Let us return. It's gonna be. I imagine this is going to be a tough one, because it's been a few days and I am a little tired as well, and we're playing Umbra Melting. However, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to give it my all. I will give you the best run I can possibly piece together from this. Let's begin, shall we? We have Soulsucker Talos, Failure Arcus, and Chase Seraph. Umbra Exile Melting with Perils, Dripfall, and Emberforge. Okay. Perils, Emberforge, Dripfall. Yeah, sure, right? Sure. Probably in this one gonna be looking for a Trample Penumbra. Jackstrips is insane. Jackstrips means that the clan combo that is very weak to backline does not have a problem with backline until here, most likely. You know, some exceptions, but still. Very, very nice Jackstrip starter. You love to see those. We take those. I was going to say we were going to look for Trample, because Trample is going to be the answer to the hardest problem in this clan combo, which is double heavies. However, I suppose we are not. Taking a moment to consider Architect at least. I don't know. Architect to me, it just feels like bad Trample. However, maybe it was right to take it there. I'm going to go with Glutton. Our early to mid here should be fine. Gonna not take Armor into Clergyman here. Armor into Clergyman as a whole is pretty scary. Yeah, it's just kind of scary. So as we get into it, what are we gonna be looking for here? Good question. Very, very excellent question of you to ask. Very astute observation. We're going to look for morsel generation, first and foremost. Then there's a few different ways that this run can diverge into a winner based on what we see, right? A Trample Stone means that we're going to probably just put everything on Penumbra to carry. Have Penumbra with good morsel generation and Trample Stones perhaps soloing the run. That can work, but to do that we're probably going to need some form of reliable... I'll just do this. If I want to do that, I'm probably going to need some way to reliably generate like a lot of morsels. What I'm getting at here, I'm probably going to need a Shroud Spike if we want to try that, which isn't impossible to see. On top of that, we're going to look for maybe... my mistake. I'm trying to think of what else we could possibly look for here. Perhaps an alloyed construct on this run would not be misplaced. Excavation Eruption's Excavation Eruption's pretty good. That's a good answer to double heavies. I will not complain, even though it is an uncommon in my common pack. And this is a skip. Okay. Take a drink of water. I did just end the stream 5 minutes ago. Need to make sure that I keep myself hydrated. Keep the voice feeling good. So an interesting opinion here is that left path is bad because it has a remnant banner. Typically I would agree and say we should not go left path because of the remnant banner. However, the Jackstrips means that any harvest unit just basically solo carries us to Arcus and through Arcus probably, which is high enough value. By the end of Arcus, so this is an interesting piece to consider here, right? Something that's worth mentioning. going the left path and hitting like Big Sledge, Wickless Baron, one of the two, the Jackstrip synergy falls off post Arcus. However, by the time we reach Arcus, we should have a better answer to double heavies. Like we should have Crushing Demises, we should have some good spells. So this short-term answer should be good. And if we see neither of these, then it's a shame, right? But seeing neither of the choices here is similar to going to the right banner and seeing like Shadow Siege Morsel Maker, right? You still go, that sucks. Yeah. That sucks. I will probably still take Paraffin Thug. I'll take it. It's something, right? It's a much shorter term answer, but it's an answer for now. I'll give him a plus 25, and he'll just make a little money, I hope. I hope. Free trial. The big thing to look out for on these trials is the possibility that your champion gets sniped. However, max damage that Penumbra can take is 15. So Penumbra should be fine. It's 20 if I play you here. Okay, so we're gonna play Penumbra mid 4. Space Lost top 4 makes me feel like this is fine. Just use a Train Steward to buffer it. And then I'm going to do this. The Paraffin Thug is hopefully going to do enough damage that I will not take anything from these. However, with the tank here, perhaps it will not be the case. It looks like we're gonna take a little bit. However, we're gonna take like maybe 4 from this enemy. Didn't catch the Collector though, at least, which is nice. Primitive Mold is such a dead card in this clan combo. Holy moly. Like, it's so worthless here. It's crazy how bad it is. I might, like, there's a little bit of concern here, I gotta say. I'm a little worried that I'm going to get smacked around a bit here. It's possible at the very least, and that's concerning. I can Greed and Dripfall the Forge Disciple, or I can Dripfall this last night and give myself an extra 20 damage. I think that, I guess we can just do the math here. What's our draw? With reasonable certainty, we can expect to play. So you're at 29, 27, 3 rounds. I shouldn't greed for the health on the top floor here. It looks too close. If I pull Perils and play the... oh yeah, I forgot to consider these. It's okay. Primitive Mold, after I called it worthless, it comes in very nice, very handy. However, I always forget to take into account the fact that there are Sinner's Burdens coming from those. That's fine. I need Antumbra Assault here. Pack Morsels is okay. Molded, not great. Entombed Explosive is okay. I'm not a big fan of it here, though. No. Oh, excuse me. I need to up the density of morsel generation in this deck. This is the big thing that we're aiming to do here. I'm gonna go left. Remnant Banner can still hit one of the harvest units. Cool. Really good. So him and Paraffin Thug together will do great work. And then I can also, there's a good duplicate here, which is Pack Morsels. Really good card for buffing up Gorge Penumbra. I will send you an Excavation Eruption. So ideally, we lose space on the bottom floor. We do not want to exist on the bottom floor in this. And what I would like to play is I'd like to play Penumbra top floor and then Baron and Paraffin Thug mid floor. The Baron Paraffin Thug floor should take us through Talos. But we have Penumbra to farm up because they're probably going to have a little trouble due to her stuns. Oh, I guess when it starts like this as well, there's no, it's not a big deal. I can still play it like this. It's not like I'm losing out here, I suppose, is the the thing. I can still play it. I could also Drip Faller, actually. I should Drip Faller. There's no reason not to. Well, the reason not to is she might, like, she might now move to the middle floor again, I suppose. Yeah, like this. That's okay, though. Right, so the only thing we lose out on is the ability to play morsels on this mid floor, which is a shame, but it's not that bad. And he's gonna gain, yeah, a lot of health. Okay. I think we have it pretty well here. Penumbra's fine to just take damage. I guess this wave can threaten us. But for the most part, it should be okay. Oh yeah, this is a haste combat. I actually forgot this was a haste combat. Very interesting. It's a shame, because that means that Wickless Baron doesn't get to do as much heavy lifting, which means that, yeah, this is unfortunate. But this is a haste combat. Off by 1 here. Hate to see it. If only I had a way to ping off that 1-1. Off by 1 there. It's just, I really wanted Wickless Baron, because if Wickless Baron got as many harvests as I had anticipated here, I always forget this is haste. If he had gotten as many harvests as I had anticipated, this would have been a sure thing win. However, as he did not, I can see a world where we die to Talos here, whoever the hell you are. Absolutely so. I would say it's perhaps even maybe likely. May as well take a train steward. If I get the burnout 2 on it, does a decent chunk here. Yeah, it does 28. Can actually rage it and get this kill? Okay. Cool. We might be shy. The big difference here is going to be that she has 7 health instead of 6. Or rather, 7 attack rather than 9. And with that morsel, I think we take it. Yeah, okay, I'm not doing the actual active math, but we get 5-6 rounds, 6 times 55. It's pretty close. Yeah. With the extra morsels generated, we should take it. Close, but Gorge Penumbra runs often struggle at this phase, and it was a bad combat. So the fact that we survived and only took 2 is solid. I could Remnant Pact a morsel? That sounds fucking awful. Could Remnant Pact Wickless Baron here, actually? Now that doesn't sound so bad. When he dies in Relentless, you can move him up and have him tank for Gorge Penumbra. If I need to do that, though, we're probably already dead. If we're in a situation where Wickless Baron has to tank for Gorge Penumbra to defeat Relentless, it's probably doomed. I don't really like that line. Devour of Death is bad. Intent on Death, you know, you could just take it as a potential combo piece, but nah, I don't like taking combo pieces here. Shadow Siege, what the fuck? I could play Shadow Siege. There's 2 perils in the deck. If I were to pick this and take space, it's playable, which is pretty important. The thing is, right, and now let me walk you through why Shadow Siege is not a good take here. Because there's a situation where Shadow Siege is the correct take here, and it's if we had Trample Penumbra, I would take this for sure. Because here's the deal. If I take Shadow Siege, it's playable. There's no doubt in my mind that over the course of a combat, I could play that Shadow Siege if I just grab space, right? You play Trample Penumbra on your bottom floor, you play your Harvest Boys on your middle floor, and then you just, you don't play Shadow Siege the first time around, and then you, in a magic shop, Permafrost or hold over Perils, and then Perils of Production pops out a Shadow Siege for you, and that's fine. However, the reason that this is bad is because this clashes with Gorge Penumbra. They're going to fill up the same space where I'm going to have a bunch of cards built towards beating Gorge Penumbra to make Gorge Penumbra relevant, and then I'm also going to have to be taking accommodating Shadow Siege into consideration on this run. However, because like the big thing is if you play Shadow Siege, 9 times out of 10 you kill your boss. Or I guess it should be 7 times out of 8. You don't insta-kill Seraph with Shadow Siege, however, you know, multi-strike quick and you get pretty close, right? That's 400 damage per round, 5 rounds, that's 2k. And if you're doing that, you can probably cheat out a little more. But as it sits, because I have Gorge Penumbra, who is going to be clashing with Shadow Siege, because you can't play Gorge Penumbra bottom 4, and you don't want to play Shadow Siege bottom 4, you want to play Shadow Siege middle or top 4. I can't take it here, unfortunately. However, if we had been offered Gorge Penumbra at the start of this run, I would pick that Shadow Siege for sure. Or rather, if we had been offered Trample and I had taken it. Easy Shadow Siege, and we probably cruise. Now, with all of that out of the way, what do we take here? Well, it's never energy. We got the Ember Forge. It's probably draw space on this run. Probably draw first and then space second. Although no Space Prism kind of leans me towards space here. Getting full value out of pack morsels into Gorge Penumbra is kind of nice. And the deck's relatively light, and I have a lot to remove. I'm down for space first here. I think that it's a little tight on boss combats right now. Specifically, we could die on boss number 4. This guy. Pick the best path here. Steel. So steel's always with Unstable Vortex. 3 steals in the Unstable Vortices. So it's probably left. The Umbra banner is low value, but we can pull Morsel Master, which is high value. And also the reason I want to go left here is because we want to find Remove Consume. Double stack. Not it. Go -1 on a Shade Splitter. And I want to roll for it. I really want to see Remove Consume. It's unfortunate. But if we had gone Shadow Siege becomes playable with this. Now, the reason that it's not a pick here, though, is because it's not playable on the first time through the deck, right? A lot of the time, Shadow Siege gets played on turn, like, 6 or 7, which is why you don't want to go for it here. Morsel Master's fine. No Space Prism, so we want to pull a Crucible extension somewhere along the line. It's very close. This run's very close. We have all of the pieces I would want. Well, no, we don't actually have all the pieces I would want. There's a lot of pieces missing from this run is actually what I want to say here. However, we pieced together a few removals. Probably pull Train Stewards right now. And I would like to pull from this run Crucible Extension and then some cards that generate morsels. And then this run comes together. This combat beats Jackstrips. Very tragic. That is unfortunate. 2 combats in a row where Wickless Baron is just going to suffer after I hyped him up too. Not what I like to see, Wickless Baron. However, I respect that you're trying your hardest. It is just tough. Like, no unit upgrades is also a little difficult for us. We have like 1 plus 25, which is not very conducive to survival here. You get 1 round of bonus energy. And even just 1 round of bonus energy is sick. Morsel Master. I can maybe keep this thing alive? Yeah, I can. But the reason we need a Space Prism, or rather just anything here, really, is because of the size numbers that are required with Morsel Master, as you can see here. You want to have odd intervals of space left over after Penumbra and Morsel Master are on the field. And unfortunately, that is presently not possible. I'm actually going to not take any damage here, it looks like. Although Penumbra's scaling has screeched to a halt to some extent. It's fine. Not feeling the worst on this run, I'll give it to you straight. Melting Umbra melting. Umbra melting's a little easier than melting Umbra, I believe. However, they both have their challenges. To be sure. Take a swing, see what happens. Very true. Great point. What happened? 112. I should probably do something about this. Like, that's fine. I'm just looking at this, right? It's 13, 1, 2, 13. That's 13, it's 2 rounds. If I double stun one of these, I save a curse, which is important, I think. think that's important. Might not be, but I think that's important for draw. I need to draw some shade splitters here. Because these things are going to be persistently a problem. Also only need to play one of those, I suppose. It makes a bit of a difference. I think we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. A little close, but ultimately it's okay. No answer to backline. Forever the problem. However, now it's actually impossible for us to see enemies that we can't hit with the backline. Gem Trove, I guess I just have to take here. Although, God, I really want to hit this Steel Shop. I guess I should have gone Steel Shop first. Yeah, so this is an interesting piece of pathing that I should keep in mind for the future. My spells sucked going into this magic shop. I was very tunneled on that remove consume, and when I didn't find it, I didn't have anything else worth putting anything into. Like, Gem Trove is good. However, I gotta see the Steel Shop, right? I think so. Although maybe not. I'm also tunneling into this for... No, I need a Steel Shop. I definitely need a Steel Shop. So I should not take Gem Trove. And we're getting our Excavation Eruption shown to us here. Mortal Entrapment's okay. It works well with Jack Strips as well. And we can throw it a +10. I'm down with that. We need some answers built in here. Reserve, restore 2 health. Hold on to it, because I believe that becomes free if he holds it. I think they all become free if I let him hold. Maybe that one doesn't, but I think it does. If it doesn't, it's unfortunate. But no, I definitely, in hindsight, should have gone to this Steel Shop. Even because I have to consider the case where I don't hit remove consume there, is all. I'm okay with pulling Train Stewards. I would like to see a multi-strike. Very good. I honestly kinda want to put this on Wickless Baron. I think I want to do this. Because he's going to scale his attack up. Paraffin Thug stays at a flat rate. Wickless Baron with multi-strike potentially becomes very good. What did I want here? I wanted, I guess +10 for Morsel Master. I guess I shouldn't have rerolled, because the next big thing is just multi-strike Paraffin Thug, but that's not even that good. Yeah, I'm okay with this then. That's fine. We'll hit the magic shop here, probably. Crystal Cloak. Free trial, at least. I think Crystal Cloak should be okay. Wickless Baron should finally get to actually farm enemies, which is a good thing. Although it is the sweep combat, which perhaps Wickless Baron will struggle with. Face loss top 4. The interesting thing is that it doesn't actually change much. It doesn't really change much. I wonder if with this Wickless Baron I'm supposed to play it like this just so I maximize. Now I give him an extra 2 kills by playing him top 4 and then deny him every backliner that spawns for the rest of the combat. Doesn't seem worth it. Although there's a rationalization for it, because perhaps it's better for Penumbra to have more space to Gorge. But in that same line, what you have to keep in mind is that with Morsel Master, 1 and 2 are the same number in terms of gorging. So it actually, when we're talking about space, it makes no difference. Packed Morsels is a lot worse. I would really like to see Crucible extension. That's basically all we're after here, is a Crucible extension. Antumbra? The buff was very minor, the +1 health to Antumbra Morsel, but it made a very big difference in when Antumbra Morsel is playable. Being able to sneak that morsel in on a turn with a sweep enemy, very good. Also, glad I gave you a +25. Need that for Chased, also helpful here. Lots of good going on in this one. Red Days save you health. I'm probably taking damage from this Master of Light. It would appear to be. Takes 9. So it's actually a waste to play that morsel down there because it doesn't change anything. The Ember Forge always dies in one hit from the boss after it takes that damage. So there is no reason to hold on to it. Are we gonna drop this Master of Light here? I need to keep gorging Penumbra. I think it's important. Also, someone did hypothesize that perhaps I should try playing Harvest and having morsels chump a little more. I'm not convinced that it's very good, but we can give it a try when the opportunity presents itself like that. Yeah, you gotta be kidding me. He lives by 1. It is unfortunate. Get an extra round of stealth out. We want to be min-maxing our usage of the stealth boss's time here. For sure. Little damage shield should seal it. Plus these 2 rounds of dazed. Yeah, we take this for sure. Very, very nice. Okay. Solid. The jackstrips combo is not going as well as I had anticipated. I will give you that much. The combats did not pan out very well for jackstrips. This is not a combat with a lot of backliners. Like if we saw Sycophants of Seraph there, we would have been very happy. Or like Harvesters of Death. Basically any other combat than that one is high density 2 health enemies. Now, you may notice something about these 3 choices for us here. Take your time. I'll give you a moment to work it out. Yeah, they fucking suck. Void Binding obviously is great. However, I don't have the trample to make the pivot to Void Binding. Although we do have the double perils. And nothing redeeming about this run. The problem I can foresee is if I don't pull trample, we just lose. And I have to commit hard to Void Binding because it is Chase Seraph. I think it's wrong. Although I could magic shop it, hellvent it. I could have 3 with basically perfect upgrades. I wonder if just Baron with multi-strike is enough here. The answer is probably not. I think particularly Chased is problematic. I think it's really hard to see it without the Trample Stone. However, I don't mind. I actually kind of like taking it and upgrading it at this magic shop because what that does is it keeps our options open. If we see Trample Stone from Arcus, then we can pivot. And if we don't, then we just pretend we didn't do that. And Remnant Host is nice for Harvest triggers. Okay. Oh, this doesn't have its cost reduced. Wow, that's fucking awful. How could you betray me like this? I really needed that card to be playable. Wow, that's terrible. So we're going to go left. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to hold it over, but I will give it -1. Remove Consume is less valuable now, I suppose. Anything I'd hold over Perils, but, you know. Our morsel generation doesn't need to get that high. Like I'm missing out on so many important cards, I feel like. No space gain in Umbra is very tragic. You know what else we can do as our heavy plan, by the way? Just have Bone Dog's favor, I guess. I guess I just built my own Bone Dog. Alright. Permafrosted, restore 5 health. We could just like, I guess we could just ignore heavies in their entirety and go crazy with health, like insane pyre healing. I kind of want to just take the Heartstone for the Wickless Baron though. I like this a little more, honestly. Bone Dog should be enough healing, and the being able to overflow his upgrade slots there is pretty nice. And we need to be very certain that we don't die to Arcus here. Failure Arcus should be okay. I hope it's okay. It is possible that Arcus puts us away. Although with the Void Binding, I'm a little more confident in our survival. I will say. That much at least. And perhaps we can gorge up enough that it matters. I think that the Baron is going to struggle a little bit. I don't know, like, the getting him from 5x2 up to 100x2 at this ratio, or at the rate that we're going, is slow goings. However, maybe we can get there. Gotta pull these primitive molds out now as well. Although there is finally a unit for primitive mold to reform and be useful on. So, I don't know, maybe it's just maybe it's worth playing. A big perhaps. And if I use morsels like this, it's pretty nice as well, because we get the extra harvests. He's getting somewhere. I wish that there was something better than Paraff and Thug here. Take 3 curses for this? That's disgusting. I'm gonna play this, but I'm gonna drop him so it doesn't die. This way I don't take 3 curses for it. And then we can make better use of it potentially on this turn. It's definitely different. This is 6 and then you kill the front one. I should just dazed here and then we'll kill this Clip Guardian, yeah. Although maybe that was wrong, because considering the damage, I'm just always taking it from Master of Light here. Also, I'm feeding him a little. That's okay. Right now, I think I am, like, I'm scaling Wickless Baron more so than I'm scaling Penumbra. It's gonna be a little damage, but also we have the Excavation Eruption, which is healing the Pyre. So I'm not so worried about it. Burn out a morsel. I think I need to feed Penumbra here more. So I'm a fool? He has 6 attack! Oh, what have I done? That is unfortunate. So, you know, hindsight, should have done this. We'll just take our 1. Okay. Feels like a strange use of Void Binding, I know, but what are you gonna do? I think I actually lose more Pyre health by playing this than I save if I get the kill. Like, don't forget this is healing me for 5 every round. The overarching section of this run is looking really tough. Like, there's a lot of problems I see on this run. However, at the same time, also I think this one's a pretty good one to play. Guys alive at 3, it lets us play morsels as well. That's a pretty good timing to play that card. So close. He's getting there. Could you like an Unleash the Wildwood to heal him at the end of the scaling section? Coming up. Drip fall, perils. I think it's best to take our 3 dazed here. We can get like 5 free rounds if I play this. I think that that's good. Take the heal. I think it is correct to do this. I should have played Magma Morsel in front, actually. But I should get 5 or 4 rounds off of this. Yeah, 864 is pretty good. And then Penumbra should take it home here. Yeah, what's in here? Oh my god, it reformed the only unit I can't make use of. Oh, what? That is unfortunate. Any other unit there and I just get to slam it and gain a little value out of it. That one is worthless. Real tragic, isn't it? Alright. So now we have reached the section of the game where I go, okay, we've fallen off. And we did not have a very strong showing. If we see a Trample Stone here, however, all is right. We do not. Shroud Spike is pretty good, though. Right? Perhaps a Kindle. Probably a Shroud Spike. Shroud Mitosis is kinda Kinda whatever. Oh, we go Shroud Spike, and that becomes our boss killer. Yeah, we have a lot of energy cheats built in as well, so Shroud Spike's really good. And how good is Shroud Spike? So the idea behind the Void Binding was I would take it, and then if we hit Trample Stone, I duplicate it here on the right path, and then I go right again, and I upgrade both of them, and then duplicate whichever one is the better upgrades, and make Trample Stone free. That is not the line we're going down. We're going down a different line, which involves the right path still. Let's see what this is first. Mold Braces. Well, it is purely better than Cleansing Water, as everything is. Next card on the chopping block is Primitive Mold. Get her out of here. I'd really like to see any form of space increase at this point. Also, we're just duplicating Shroud Spike. Use 6x and OK Morsel into 15-5 Penumbra and you kind of win. And if we can cheat some energy in there, it's even better. Do not take armor 20. Yeah, just don't do it. It's going to be a struggle to survive this combat as a whole. However, what is it? They'll take... Oh, it's gonna be tough. It is gonna be tough. But we will give it our best. I have absolutely no line to kill Shadewings here. This is very tough. There is no way for us to kill Shadewings. This is going to pose a major threat. I think I actually don't play Master here. No, it's got with the rest of our lives is just real tragic. I should have played a Morsel first though, right? Yeah, ordering there was wrong. I guess it doesn't really matter because you know we're gonna spike one of these anyway. And there's a 10x Penumbra. If we can start every combat like this with this level of scaling, we're gonna be well off. Or rather, if we can start Seraph like this with that level of scaling, just pop Penumbra up to 215 right away. So the good thing is we don't actually take damage from Shadewings. And another interesting thing that we can do is things like this Dripfall strategy that I'm going to use. I've utilized this in the past. Dripfall plus Shadewings. If I can hold this over, it becomes our Shadewings killer. However, we don't have Shadewings on Chased. This is the big upside of Chased. Everything dies by the top floor. So, anyway. We got 13 damage shield in the Penumbra. It's just a matter of how much do I take on the way. And if we send that guy to the back, we should actually take very little. And on top of that, we don't actually... Like, this wave is scary, I suppose, but we don't actually have that much threatened on us here. And we have the healing built in as well. I feel like we're fine. I don't actually know how much money Seraph and Thug has generated for us on this one. He's probably generated some amount of money, but I really haven't been looking, I'll be honest with you. I'm just gonna play Mortal Entrapment, save the 2 damage shield. Spiking for damage shield was super nice as well, because it keeps Penumbra safe until the boss spawns. Very, very good. And yeah, I think you'll hurt me, actually. It's 5, 10, and then 15, 15. So, yeah, it's always gonna be from this one. And if I play Emberforge, I'm just feeding more and more problems. Wait, what's that noise? Hold on. It's just the tree outside. I'm gonna close the window because I just heard it, which means that you can definitely hear the swooshing of the tree in the background. Problem remedied. I got you covered. Don't even worry about it. So unfortunately, if I play I probably have to play Excavation Eruption to save it. It's important. Although I don't have to play it this turn. This is something to keep in mind, I suppose. I don't have to play it right now. I'm going to throw morsels into the Reform pool so that I have them there. It's actually better to wait on the Excavation Eruption, come to think of it. I want to hit a specific enemy. Better to wait until they are more dead. Oh, and actually he dies anyway. Very cool. Energy morsel, perhaps? No? Okay. Oh yeah, waiting on Excavation Eruption was silly. I can't play it. Great point. I don't actually need to do anything about this. I guess I can save some damage shield, but from this position, if I just spike, we basically win, right? I'm threatened, I guess, a little bit by this floor. I should have dripfalled the Steel Wings. Yeah, because I should have dripfalled the Steel Wings, I will hold off on playing Void Binding. I just greeted for the big spike, and I might take a bunch of damage for it. I would not recommend greed of this nature. However, there is no justice. Let me crack the Pact Morsels. 2 damage shield, pretty nice. And the other thing that we're gonna do, this is a good timing to play Excavation Eruption. We don't want these Shade Wings living to top 4. They will be a serious problem if they do. They become very, very problematic. Any answer we find is a good enough answer. We found one good enough for me. 2 damage shield. Alright, we survive Trample Boss. You know, the pieces are falling into place. Perhaps with these spikes we can overcome. It is plausible, at least. Crucible extension. Oh, baby, we hit one. Yeah, alright. Alright, my monitor's giving me trouble again. It's acting up once again. Votavary is a pretty clean grab. Monitor is giving me a little trouble. It's occasionally blinking back off. I mean, it doesn't bother you. However, it does cause me to not be able to react instantly to what I see. Never left. Always right. I wonder if I sell this Paraffin Thug. Let's take a look around. Double Gorges. Yeah, I didn't even have to. It's free. Permafrost is nuts as well. Okay. I mean, we hit like crazy in these. We hit like crazy here. Absolutely nuts. Duplicate a permafrosted Shroud Spike. Give a -1 to Crucible extension. It's now better Space Prism. Nothing really. I mean, I guess I could +10 this, but I don't think I need to. Going into Seraph with 123 health and the ability to heal is very strong in itself. And we have a solid plan to defeat Seraph now as well. I think we should take this. I guess what I can foresee as a problem is taking a bunch of Ember Drains so I never get a good spike. That can be a problem. The Baron isn't going to live long. I'm going to drop the Thug here. He doesn't do much for us. His 20 damage isn't that big. I'm going to drop a Primitive Mold. Okay. I do actually not want to play a +20 Consume. Also. Alright. If we spike Penumbra, like... If we get 2 spikes off, we win the game for sure. I think a lot has to go wrong for us to not take this here. Because of how high on health we are at the beginning, a lot has to go very far against it here. Because we're in a great spot right now. All is positioned. It's like if I miss on morsels for the next 2 turns, it can be bad. You're gonna farm me a bit. That's okay. I played the non-frosted spike here, I believe. Doesn't really matter on what, I just need to begin. Yeah. Even at just 4x, it's 156. Like, that's enough to put us in a pretty solid position already. That's value enough for me. Ember Forge. If I could get like 1 turn of Ember Forge down here, if I can, it's very worth. Oh, I can Mortal Entrap him. Okay, yo, we have a great turn here. Wait a minute. What's in this? Lifesteal. It's not good to lifesteal here, actually. I don't like it. 25. I could play it middle 4. Does that seem worth? Let's consider. This spike looks juicy, right? The double perils draw is not something that we're going to see too often. However, this spiking here is a bait, for sure. I'm going to go ahead and take my energy. However, I want you to know that this spike is a big bait. The reason that this is bad, I mean, 770, 250, maybe it just wins the combat, actually. You know, never mind. I have reconsidered. Spiking seems good here. I'm gonna go ahead and play these cards. Only 578. Yeah, this is like... The reason I was gonna say it's bad is because I waste all this lifesteal. However, once I saw the number... God, that's crazy how fast Gorge Penumbra scales. What the fuck? This lifesteal is wasted, but also, holy shit. He's a 6'10", 200. What? How wild. Yeah, okay. The healing from Excavation Eruption should put us in a position where even though we're going to just take like 50s here, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm planning on taking a few 50s. This 15, perhaps I should have looked a little closer at. I can maybe delay this enough. Like, I wanna halt this guy's advance until I pull Mortal Entrapment. Dropping him there has no negative connotations, is the thing. He's gonna go up either way. If anything, it sets him to be like dropped a little lower on health, which typically doesn't make a difference, but maybe it could. There's nothing inherently wrong with dropping him down there, though. Yeah, if only I'd given Emberforge a plus 25 or something like that. That'd be nice. It'd be cool to play Emberforge here. However, in the past I've pointed out that stacking 4s like this leads to death. However, it's actually incorrect. You don't die from stacking a 4 like this. You die from not having answers to 4s like this, but this heavy would have gone up last turn. I'm just buying myself more time for a card that answers him, is all. And it is getting a little troubling. The 4s are looking a little bit scary. I'm going to try to face off with just Dripfall. However, these 15-3s are problematic. These guys are real troublemakers. This is a lot of damage. This is 65. It's 60 because of Excavation Eruption. I should have played. Should have taken Blood for Blood. In hindsight, the Wickless Baron, he's not putting up much of a fight. He's not able to push his damage. Like, I guess I should have reversed their positioning, but also I couldn't play Penumbra on this floor because of the space down. So, you know. Regardless, we're in a bit of a tough one here. I suppose I can just... Because, like, why not? This is the point where you go, yeah, too bad we don't have Trample Stone, huh? That kills Seraph. Definitely. No doubt. I just have to live to Seraph, which, you know, 123 health, it's worth not getting overconfident, is the thing. Worth considering that perhaps I just died. I believe I did. How about that? The Ember Drain takes us out of it. I would have lived if I had held out for the Mortal Entrapment. However, I am 1 energy away. Interestingly enough, I didn't hit it. But if I had held off on the spike, I could have maybe pulled an energy morsel to save myself. How sad. Really close. Really, really close to a win here. I didn't consider the Ember Drain. This feels like a bad loss. What this feels like a loss that you could probably navigate, but also, like, dude, what do you do? What do you do about this? Oh, man. Tragic. Fucking tragic that we lose here. Oh, what do you do differently? I don't know. I feel like I saw no answers to heavies on the entire run. Not one. Like, what answer to heavies did I see? I don't think there was one. Maybe... No? You know? It's just sad. That's all I can say about it. Just sad. Like, it's really just sad. You make a 1300 damage Gorge Penumbra and then just die. It's not like I wasn't aware of the problem. From the start of the run, I outlined that the problem was going to be double heavies. That's why I wanted to take Trample Penumbra. Trample Penumbra helps with double heavies, makes them single heavies, basically. Yeah, like, dude, fuck me. That's tough. Like, that's just a tough loss. Even in hindsight, I'm trying to think through what I would do differently in hindsight, and I don't know. I guess, like, with the information that has come to light, the way that I would play this differently is by not giving excavation eruption. Yeah. Or maybe one way to go about it would have been an 8 spike on a damage morsel into Wickless Baron. Let's think about that. He'd get +4 times 8. He'd get +32. That's not enough. He was at, like, he was nowhere. He wasn't close. He wasn't off by 60. He was off by like 100. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe duplicate Wickless Baron and try to go in on yeah, maybe duplicate Wickless Baron and go in on the reforming, like maybe hold over reform and then reform the tomb every turn and you could get there. Like, that line maybe makes it, but like the fact that I have to dig that deep into finding an answer, it's a tough one. Like, it's really tough. With better information, you just don't give the excavation eruption though, and then you make it a playable card, where it's not. It becomes 1 energy, deal 80. Anyway, yeah, that run was just really hard. Like, Umbra melting is always difficult, I feel like, but especially so when you don't pull the answers you're looking for. With Gorge Penumbra, it was Trample. Oh, no, wait. In hindsight, you just take 1 into Trample. Right. You take 1 into Trample because you pick up the fossilized Fangs. That's the difference maker. All right. There you go. There's your line. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.